So the next topic is battery design principle. We have seen safety factors, series parallel connections. Now we'll see how to design a battery pack. Even if we have seen the calculation, but there are many more factors which we have to take care while designing a battery. So first one is cell configuration. We have recently seen how to connect battery in a series, how to connect battery in a parallel, and also a combined battery pack. So next factor is a structural factor. So I think nothing but the consideration of casing while making a battery pack. For example, what kind of cell holders we are using, either it is a parallel, either it is a honeycomb, either it is a epoxy sheet. All these things we have to consider while making a structure of battery pack, even if it is a, rectangular type, square type, or a flat type, all those things. The second one is a electrical structure where we have seen the bus bar. It could be a nickel bus bar, it could be a copper bus bar, then wiring harness. So wiring harness is a very important factor also, because we have to select a specific wire diameter according to the size of battery pack. For example, the copper wires are mainly used in a battery pack where the BMS connection to the series each and everywhere. The third one is a cooling jackets, nothing but a cooling system. We have seen it in the last session in detail. What kind of coolings are being used in Indian market, also overall universe. The third one is safety. So while considering safety, it comes under mechanical, electrical also. So in mechanical, when we install a battery pack in, for example, in a two-wheeler, so we have to take consideration of bumpy roads, also like the vibration created by the bumpy roads and the impact on the battery cell. Because if even if a single battery connection get loose, it will affect the whole battery pack. That's why the cushioning is very important, and cracks given by the cell holder or even any keen material inside the battery can affect the battery pack, and it can create a thermal runaway, even a short circuit or charge or discharge. So short circuit may happen due to improper soldering, improper wiring, or many more factors, even a bus bar connection strip. So these things we have to consider in a safety. So talking about thermal runway, so thermal runway could happen due to mechanical, as I said, mechanical, electrical, or environmental factor, which we'll learn in next slide also. So it is, we have seen many vehicles getting catched by the fire, exploding, batteries getting exploded. It happens due to a thermal runaway, and we'll learn it in detail. The fourth factor is control. So while talking about the control, it is a battery electrical control. While like we have seen how to select a BMS depend on the number of series and the current rating. When we select a BMS, it has a capacity to cut off a battery pack at a certain level if I mean to avoid overcharging or to avoid over voltage, under voltage. So these controls are very important in a battery pack. Also, we have seen the vibration controls. We can avoid it by giving a cushioning, padding, and ground clear and a little high ground clearance to the battery from the vehicle road. It can avoid vibration. The last one is application. So application is depend on, I mean, what kind of application we are using. For example, it could be a heavy application, light duty application, outdoor application. Many more applications are there. We'll also learn those in our next slide. So these are the major factors need to consider while designing a battery pack theoretically, but in practical there are few many more factor which we'll learn in next slide. So talking about the application, so here are the few factors. For example, first one is usage. So when you design any casing, while talking about a metal casing or even a plastic casing or aluminum casing, we have to consider all these factor. First one is the usage. So here like IP rating is important because either battery could be outdoor, it could be indoor. So depending on that, we have to design a battery pack. So nowadays, due to the few incidents happened in India, the fire incident, so the government has strictly increased the rules on the battery pack, which has to have some certain IP rating, which should be a battery should be a water resistance, even it should, the dust resistance, it should not catch a fire. So there are so many regulations has been implemented by the government. So we have to take a consideration either it is outdoor battery or it is indoor battery pack for the storage application like solar, off-grid solar, even for home battery packs. So these are the application. Second one is a type of material. So these are the mainly, I mean, in Indian condition, people preferred either aluminum casing or a metal casing because of their high temperature. In most of the car and heavy duty vehicle, aluminum casings are preferred due to their high dissipation, heat dissipation property. But whereas in like a bike or a small or light duty vehicle, we use mild steel EMS casing. And in applications like bicycle or even in a bike, we use a plastic casing also. And the soft casing, it is nothing but the epoxy sheet. The battery pack is covered in a epoxy sheet. It is a rarely used packing, mostly in a solar street light or home applications. So it is not neither waterproof or dust proof, but we can use it in indoor packing. Third one is the application. We have seen it already, heavy duty like forklift, car, and other application. Whereas in light duty like bicycle, bike, so depend on that, we have to design battery casing. So next one is a mounting type. So there are two types, like one is a fixed and second one is a removal type. So we have seen a battery pack in a car, a forklift, like those battery cannot be removed easily until unless we have to do some maintenance or a replacement. Only then we can remove those. But whereas in bicycle or two-wheeler, we can easily remove a battery pack. We can take it to the home. We can charge it at home. We can swipe it. So these are the two types. So it is important to designing while which kind of battery pack we are going to design. If it is fixed type, then we have to take a few major factors in consider, like how to mount it on a floor, how to fix it in a vehicle, or when we are talking about a removable battery type, it has to be compact and lightweight, so any user can take it out and anyone can easily replace it. The next type is cooling type. We have seen it in our last session. Mainly there are two types. One is air cooling and another is a liquid cooling. So air cooling has like natural cooling and forced cooling. So wherein two-wheeler like bike, bicycle, we only use air cooling. But in car and heavy duty application, many vehicles uses liquid cooling. So we have seen it in our last session. So the next one is the availability of space. So the structure of battery pack is mainly depend on the space availability. But because nowadays in India we have seen many of vehicles has the same kind of pattern. Even in two-wheeler or scooter, the battery pack is installed under the seat cover of rider. So the if the space pack shape would be a rectangular. If the space is available in square type, the battery would be in a square type. So the very rarely case where the OEM is a battery manufacturer, in that case they do design battery according to their requirement or their space availability. But most of the time it's depend on the space available in the vehicle. And last one is waterproofing, which we have already seen. IP rating. IP rating is important in nowadays battery packs.